to another video. A topic of conversation has suddenly popped back up in the Wings of Fire fandom, and honestly, I can't resist talking about it here on the channel. Fans were reminded of an old and now deleted blog post Tui made back during the time of Darkness of Dragons' release, where she revealed something shocking about Qibli. His dad, whoever he is, isn't just a mystery dragon or some unnamed character. Rather, he's somebody we've already met in the books. Who might this be? Why could it be important? And is the information still canon after Tui eventually took down the 2017 post? I'm here to chat about all of that and more with you here today. But before we begin, a huge shout out to my patrons. Number 95, This Soul, Noob, Toe, Pyre, Nuke, Admiral, Pancake, Escarada, Adequate, Ascleaver, Moonclaw, Isaac, Mantos 9, Pantala Resident, Rise, the Furwing, Crystal, Phantom, the Dragon, TurtleTheSeawing, Wolfyez, Missy, Newt Spring, Bunnyisfunny, Micolash, and Shadow Hunter. Thank you all so much for supporting me. Links to their social medias are in the description down below. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, let's first discuss whether or not this information is still canon. Tui's original post about it was from nearly 10 years ago. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been almost a decade since 2017. Plus, it was eventually removed from her site. Authors change plans all the time, so it could be possible this detail Tui shared isn't going to be important or even true going forward. But there's really no harm in trying to guess who she might have been talking about, especially if it was going to be considered canon at some point. And I doubt it would just be somebody with no potential significance if Tui teased it so interestingly. So, I want to take a dive into all of our possibilities, debunking some options and spotlighting other dragons who might just be Qibli's long-lost dad. But first, let's start by remembering who his mother is. Fierce SandWing Cobra gave birth to 3 known dragonets, Sirocco, Rattlesnake, and Qibli. She was an abusive and harsh mother who emphasized a focus on self, and went to great lengths as both an assassin, thief, and spy. It's important to consider Cobra's personality when pointing fingers at who Qibli's dad could be, because we need a candidate that would have been willing to get with her. And Cobra has long been like this, with Vulture as her father. I'm going to cross Adix off this list. He was the dragon that kidnapped Ostrich. Yes, he is an adult male SandWing who matches several of Cobra's worst traits, but he is deeply loyal to his family. He wanted to return to them and would have done anything for it. I just can't really see a layer being added to this character that shows him having a past relationship. We don't know Armadillo's gender, but since they were one of Thorn's most trusted friends, I don't think Cobra would have wanted anything to do with them. Armadillo was one of only 2 dragons to know about Thorn's relationship with Stonemover. Karch, a guard, is also too loyal to Thorn. I doubt Cobra wanted to get close. He's also quite old, in his dragon 30s, though we don't know Cobra's age. Camel definitely did not ever spend much time with Qibli's mother, because I just know she would have been able to stand being around anyone she sees as a coward. He was sent to the SandWing army by his family to toughen him up. Plus, he's the one who had a major freakout when General Sandstorm was attacked. He also has confirmed eggs of his own that wouldn't have aligned with Qibli's birth. Would he make for an interesting parent for him? Honestly, yeah. But still, it just doesn't fit considering Cobra's temperament as well as other reasons. Capybara's gender is unknown too, but since Cobra was aware they were the head of Thorn's spies, they probably never would have gotten together romantically. Now we're getting to someone who, unfortunately, could have been Qibli's dad. I don't like it, but General Sandstorm does kind of fit the criteria. Sure, his obnoxiousness may have driven Cobra away, but what if they only got together for like one night or something? Who's even to say that Rattlesnake and Sirocco aren't Qibli's half-siblings, separated by a different father? So, as much as I hate the idea of General Sandstorm, the big oaf, Sky, and Ren poisoned being related to Qibli, it isn't impossible, I guess. Maybe Cobra liked his position or what she thought she could gain from some information. I think for Qibli's father to be anybody from the series that we've already met, he would need his brother and sister as step-siblings. It can't be Dune, since he left everything behind 2 years before Qibli was hatched so that he could be a guardian. Would this have been awesome, though? Yes. Horizon passes a few checkboxes, but considering he fought under Blaze, it would have probably been a major turn away for somebody like Cobra. Would this have also been super cool? Yeah! Horizon was the SandWing peril burned in that wild arena scene back in book 1. I mean, there's always a slight chance it could have been Horizon since he was a really good fighter. Maybe he was once under different loyalty and that's when he met Cobra? I'm gonna say it's probably not Six Claws because he already has a family. Ostrich is 2 years younger than Qibli, which would have opened up a potential gap had we not known how long Six Claws has been with Kindle, his partner. They've been together since the beginning, and I see no room for Cobra in that. Some fans argue that Prince Smolder could be Qibli's father, but I don't know. Wouldn't Cobra have wanted to exploit her connection to a royal? Torch is technically possible. He was one of Oasis's guards. But all we ever saw of the SandWing was in a single prologue that took place before the war. He'd be super old, and who knows if he's even alive after all those battles. I don't think Tui would pick this random character to have such a big role. 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙀, I'm going to say maybe 2? An argument against it could be made since he was under Blaze, and personally guarded her in the Ice Kingdom. But he doesn't ever show any traits that would make him not offensive to Cobra outside of that. I also doubt he's been in this exact same guard position in the Ice Kingdom for years. So, possibly, I guess? Meerkat works for the Enclave, a kind of mysterious police force or authority in possibility. He's shown to be kind and described as good-looking, but we don't know his age, and it is specified that he's young, so I'd say probably young adult. If so, Cobra would be much too old for him, since we still need to factor in Qibli's entire age here. Okay, wow, that was a lot of male SandWings to debunk. But as you'll notice, there were only a select few that are technical options, like Sandstorm, Horizon, Torch, or 𝙈𝙁𝙀𝙀. None of these really stand out as anyone with enough potential for Tui to specifically mention that at one point. It does beg the question, though. Did she intend for his father to be someone else? Was it going to be Dune or another dragon, but Tui realized the timeline wouldn't work? I really feel like it was planned to be Dune until it was realized that would be impossible. But then, if it had to be someone from her list, I guess Sandstorm is kind of the likeliest. Wow, I hate the idea of that, I think. But again, there's nothing out there saying that this will be important, canon, or mentioned again, as things can change anytime, especially after almost 10 years. I do think this is a great thing to ask at a future Fanning Fest, though. Y'all better ask. What do you guys think about all this? How could Qibli's dad ever be important in the future, or will it not get brought up again? Who could it be? Let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!